Good morning. Look who it is. Look what we're driving back in the good old diesel truck. I have been without this truck for over a month. I think I explained it pretty well last video, but long story short, I took it in for the trans recall as I needed some, I was kind of due for a transmission service. Figured I'd bang out the recall to get the free service, and boy, was it done. Did it take a long time. And apparently it's not as long as some people, like, God bless people having to wait any longer, especially when you rely on your truck for business. So, what did they do? Well, I can go over all the paperwork, but they did a lot. I will say that. So basically, the recall does not. This is really nice about Ford. As much as you might hate them or have a love-hate relationship with this company, manufacturer, whatever. The recall, if you just read the recall, it looks like they're replacing like a thrust washer, a P4 in the trans. I'm not a trans tech, but basically they take apart your transmission, look to see what needs to be replaced, and replace it. And sometimes, in some cases, give you a full replacement. I basically got a rebuild. I had no problems. Let me be very clear with that. So I had no problems with this prior. I said my only thing I ever experienced with this trans was when it was like -10 out, and I went to go plow or something like that, and I'm talking -10 Fahrenheit. Just, not crazy cold. I mean, it's crazy cold to, I guess, most people in the South, right? But that's another. Yeah, that's just a New York winter. Let's be real. But it would just shift kind of slow. That was like its thing. Got a cop up here, so we're gonna. All right, sorry, I just want to put the phone down. Anyway, I ended up getting basically a full rebuild of the existing trans, which, hey, it's not a brand new trans like I kind of had hoped for, even though there was no problem with mine. Like I said, when I cut out, I don't know if you got me when I was saying it did in the very, very cold temperatures. I'm talking sub-zero Fahrenheit temperatures. It would shift slow. It would just have kind of slow, weak shifts. But that's a fluid thing, really. The fluid's probably cold. I mean, listen, at those temperatures, you get it. You gotta really warm up the truck. And diesels in general, the engine, they don't warm up as quick as a gas rig. Now, while it was in there for that, I had them do oil change, fuel filters, blah blah blah. I also mentioned, I'm like, hey, while you're kind of tearing this thing down, I understand this isn't, they're tearing down the transmission, not the, front of the truck per se, but I'm like, it's got this, it's got a belt squeak, and, it's got a belt squeak. It's 6 years old, and it's, got 100,000 miles on it. You just replace the belt. Well, I thought, that what did I know? There, no problem. I ended up replacing a couple belts, all the pulleys, the idlers, the tensioners, blah 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 blah. Then there was. They also I was like, just run through it. I want to make sure it's good for the season, so I don't have to come back. While they were doing the fuel filters, the truck has 2 fuel filters. There's one in the engine bay, and there's one underneath, kind of like up under the vehicle where like the fuel doors, like the fuel filler neck is kind of over there. they told me, I guess they did not like how that looked. They said it was really starting to corrode, and they wanted to replace the whole housing. So, all right, whatever, do that. So they were really nice with me. They did all this stuff, worked on me with pricing. Obviously the recall, that's charged to Ford. That's God only knows what a transmission rebuild over months the truck sits for a month plus goes for. And then the other stuff came out to, I paid $2,200. So again, I was kind of hoping I'd get all this work done, and or all this work, I was kind of hoping it would just be oil change, fuel filters, and a belt, and it would be $700-800, like somewhere in that range. We were a little more once they replaced all the other stuff that went on. And listen, could you have done this cheaper at an independent shop or by yourself? Absolutely. They ended up showing me what their cost was, and because I'm not going to go into my experience, long story short, I got assigned a service tech that I'm not that fond of. Service tech, service advisor that I'm not that fond of. All the other ones are just A+. That's why I go to this dealer. I was kind of frustrated, and it's one of those things where it's hard to say to them, like, hey, do not put me with this person. I normally phrase it as, please only assign me to this other person. But so I kind of had to make a little stink over it, which, you feel bad a little bit for, but at the end of the day, it's no harm, no foul. But I had, at one point, I had multiple vehicles in there. I had, my wife's Explorer was in there for, that thing has more like tech issues, it's, at the end of the day, it's tech. Like the safety systems were kind of glitching out, which is directly related to a recall, and I asked them to take care of that recall, and then I get the car back with, we didn't see it. We drove it, we didn't see the issue, and, could not replicate the end. And I'm like, it's literally a published issue, and there's a recall for it. How come the recall hasn't done? And it's just, yes. So it was a lot of internal frustrations that I'm letting go. Treated me well. I promised a truck as a loaner at some point as soon as they could get me one. It's given a time frame, never given the truck. So then you plan to do jobs around having a truck, because I had it. Initially they gave me an Explorer, and I was like, well, I could start all the mowing and that kind of stuff. I could pull a small trailer with I could pull my V-Ride 2. I could put that in my small 10-foot trailer and pull that with the Explorer. Is it the most professional looking thing showing up? No. Will it get the job done? Yes. And most of the people in our home aren't even looking to see what I'm showing up in. It's fine. But when you have other jobs, when you're ordering trailers and need things to be, need the truck to pick up the trailer, because you can't they won't sell you a trailer that has a brake controller without a car with a brake controller. There's just so many layers to, the business, even when you're not buying, or even when you're not selling work, but you're purchasing for yourself, and then you're held back. And listen, it is what it is. I'm not going to get upset over it, but I could have gotten a cheaper trailer initially, but that was basically sold before I could get there, because I didn't have a truck to pick it up. And I do have friends with trucks. I could have borrowed one of theirs. I'm not going down that road but it's just, that's kind of what's going through my head, and a little bit of frustration there, but it is what it is. And I'm just happy the truck's back. It seems to be shifting fine. never problem shifting, but it seems like whoever rebuilt this did a decent job. Don't have a trip. I'm empty. I'm taking the long way home over grades and making it shift a lot more than it usually would, just being on the highway. So I kind of wanted to test that out. But yeah, I mean, that's it. That's the update. Have the truck back. Now just waiting for the trailer to come in. I did get a call, or I got a text on Saturday morning, time and temp. I did not do that. That's kind of my thing, is 9:54, 46 degrees on this Saturday, April 25th. About to get a lot of rain, an inch plus of rain. That starts, they say, about 10 o'clock, or they said the 10 o'clock hour, and it is basically 10 o'clock, and there is no rain in sight. But that's okay. I want to get this truck home before it rains. Not the truck, but I want to get like stuff transferred between my vehicles and stuff, and not do that in the rain. So that's that with the truck. The trailer, I got a text that, so initially I ordered this trailer, like in my last video. I'm just gonna wait for you guys to see it. But it was what do you call it? Special. Well, it wasn't a special, or it was a special dealer order that they were going to order and kind of showcase, and I was able to snag it up. So it is kind of ordered how I'd like it to be ordered. If I were to spec it, I haven't seen. The problem is you kind of just check things, but you can't see exactly what it looks like, which is kind of annoying to me. Unless you can't see it, unless you're obviously it's there at the dealer, but like building it. So anyway, initially they gave me a date of May 22nd. I was like, damn, that's really far out. Then on Friday before 8 o'clock, it was like 7 o'clock, 7:30, I get a text from my guy at the trailer place, and he's like, hey, your trailer's due to come in this morning. You want to pick it up at today? And I was like, this is before I just got this truck back, so it's before I had the truck back, and I didn't know exactly when. I was told beginning of last week to pick this truck up, and it kept getting extended back, and it wasn't done until the very end of day Friday yesterday, and I didn't have enough time to get down there before they closed and pick it up, so I picked it up this morning. But I kind of pushed him. I held him off, and I was like, listen, I kind of did a white lie, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to be around this weekend. I was like, Monday's no good either. Tuesday's up in the air. I was like, I'm looking at midweek. So he's like, all right, we'll pick it up Wednesday. And then he texts me back, hey, there's some kind of confusion. The truck actually did not come in. The trailer, excuse me, did not come in. So that's fine. Oh, we have some kind of, what do we have going on here? We got cars all over the place here. Yeah, so that's fine. I just, kind of stinks. You think you're getting the trailer this week, and now you're not, but I do need it. I have jobs lined up for it, so just kind of hoping it comes in. It is going to be a lot bigger than I anticipated, or not I anticipated, but that I initially kind of wanted. Or I shouldn't say a lot bigger. It's going to be a little bigger than I initially wanted, but a lot more expensive than I initially wanted, because my plan was to buy a cheaper zero turn today. Not today, but when I get the trailer, one that's wider than my small trailer, so I would need to get the big trailer first, then get the second one. Anyway, and that's not the case, at least right now, but because I need to replenish this bank account, or at least, I don't know, can you do it? Absolutely, but I don't want to drain the account too much. It's basically, I don't want to get a mower for $2,000 that's got 3,000 hours on it and was sat outside for years and is a problem, so it's kind of finding that balance. Is what I've been waiting for. But anyway, that is the update. We are almost home. We'll be home in the next 5 or 10 minutes, and yeah, truck seems to be shifting good. Obviously, we'll see what the case is as we get the vehicle with the trailer. But peace.